Hey, what's up everyone? I hope you're all having a wonderful day or night, but for now, let's get into the video.
Oh my god, I love it! Okay, wait, what made you want to ask him? Huh?
Why are you making it sound like we're a couple?
Oh my god, don't get scared.
It's not my fault. It's playground material.
What? Oh, it's not that. Wow, it's not that. Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
I could leave right now if
Well,
I
I
wanted.
can roast you too. You can't just roast all of us and get nothing.
Whoa!
Is that not loud?
I see. So you were afraid because you felt like I was saying you're gay.
I can take the mic if you want.
It's okay, he's your new friend.
I will say this, it is such a hard time in this world right now. There are so many people that came together to be supportive and amazing, and you're putting look me in the eyes, you're putting negative energy out here. This is the last show of my look me in the eyes. This is the last look at me. It's the last show of my weekend. It's a sold out show, and you want to say mean to me, okay? So don't do that.
Exactly, stop being such a meanie. In case you've missed it, she's a comedian. And of course, there's nothing better than a comedian who can take a joke. Oh my god, I'm gonna try to roast you, and yeah, sure I failed, but don't dare say anything back to me. How dare you put mean energy into my show?
Do you know something that all men do? They'll be crossing a road, right? Let's say they're in London, they're at a zebra crossing. Then actually, do you know what? They're probably not at a zebra crossing. They will walk across that road, they will not look both ways. They will just dice with death. Do you know what I mean? A car is going to be approaching, they're still going to walk out in the road because they're like, well, let it hit me. Let's see what happens. They just think that they'll play chicken with the car. Every single man will do this.
Yeah, I used to do that when I was younger. Of course, back then I was married. I don't do that anymore, so princess, my point is, it doesn't matter what you use as an example, it's never every single man.
No, because tell me why this generation is slowly developing sociopathic behaviors. Take dating as the Gen Z. There are so many sociopaths out there. It's scary. It really is scary. Because what do you mean? Like we just don't care about anything. Because what do you mean we manipulate people? Since when is that okay? I don't know. I think I just need a second opinion. But in my opinion, we are all developing sociopathic behaviors because you're supposed to do these things and absolutely not care or think about them. And last time I checked, that behavior was something else. And the only way to win the game is to be more of a sociopath than they are. Truly.
Well then, congratulations, you're slowly becoming a sociopath. In your opinion, you're supposed to become a sociopath, but then complain that everyone else is the same way? That's where you're wrong, and I don't think asking for a second opinion will matter. You already formed yours, but I'll share mine anyway. Just because you're watching some sociopaths on TikTok giving you dating advice doesn't mean you need to listen to them. How are you gonna be in the middle of a herd and complain you're a sheep?
No, because the one thing that I genuinely hate about being a girl is other girls. Why? Because this girl from high school who I had no bad blood with, I just was whenever I got out of high school, I unadded everybody. I was done. I was ready to move on. No one knows. No one knows what I was going through, right? So she comes up to me at the club and she grabs my hands and she's looking into my soul and she's like, genuinely, I hope that you're doing so good. And she was making me feel so good. And I was like, oh my gosh, I thought she was being genuine, right? So I was genuine because I had nothing against her. What? And I'm looking at her and I'm like, oh my gosh, no, you too, she's grabbed my hands, you are doing amazing things. You really are. And then I found out what she was saying about me the other day. What?
Nothing stronger than girls' friendships. Well, but what was she saying? Was at least half of it true? Why didn't you return that sweater? Why did you make me listen to you for 1 minute if you're not even gonna say what she said about you? Can she now even say something worse about you because you made this video? My point is, you can't expect someone to be a good friend if you can't be a good friend. You could have talked to her about what goes on in between the two of you, but you chose to post a video.
Listen, hot take here, I know, but I'm going to keep it 100% honest. I like my men a little misogynistic. What do I mean by that? I mean, please roll your eyes at me when I'm being dramatic. Please tell yourself, women, God, it must be her time of the month. Because what is the alternative? The alternative is what, you're going to argue with me? So now we're both emotional? We're both women? I don't know if it's like the plastics and the water, shrinking the perineal, but I don't like it. I like my men old school, patient, misogynistic. Now, I'm not saying totally dismiss or invalidate me, but don't take me too serious.
She's one of the reasons no one cares anymore. Rolling your eyes when she says something dumb is misogynistic. A few years ago, you told a man he's been misogynistic, he would have at least tried to convince you he's not. Now everyone is rolling their eyes. When you overuse a term, people just don't care anymore when they hear it. Being one of the old school men, as you called us, I'll try to help you out. I'm a chauvinistic pig, not a misogynist. There's a difference.
Why do women like older men?
Oh, women can sometimes like older men to feel protected and cared for, especially in the city. Like, we drive and we give a lot of ourselves, which is amazing. And sometimes it's just like nice to be able to go home to someone and like feel cared for.
And how does an older man make a woman feel cared?
Feeling listened to.
Yeah.
So like if I have like a really big day at work, I would love if my like partner had listened to that and then knew to follow up, be like, hey, how did this go? Rather than just like not paying attention.
Younger guys are just not as focused in that way?
I do think that having experiences over time teach you how to like listen and engage with someone a little more. So maybe that's where the age like does come into it, but I wouldn't say there's like it is determined by a number.
That's because it's not, and experience teaches us how to pretend we listen. Now I should make this as always about myself. Ladies, if you're watching, your significant other listens to you. That's why it's important when you're telling a story to not ask questions. They listen, it's just me that I pretend to listen.
You've dealt with the cheater in your past or you're currently dealing with the cheater, this message is for you. When we talk about going through the phones, you are not toxic and crazy as long as you're not doing it every single day. So let me explain what I mean. There is a difference between going through his phone every single day on a daily basis versus investigating because you already have evidence and your intuition is telling you that something is off and that you need to investigate. Those two determine if you are being toxic and crazy and unhealthy in your relationship. So as a girl myself who fell into the pattern of going through my partner's phone every single day on a daily basis, it is very unhealthy, and that's not quite what's going to lead into that harmonious relationship. Remember, ladies, the goal is always to have the relationship that you want.
No, the goal is to not be toxic and crazy. That's how you get the relationship that you want. And it doesn't matter how often you go through his phone. If you do, you're still toxic and crazy.
Okay, help me here. Why do guys that I'm interested in end up not wanting to pursue me? And then guys that I'm not interested in pursue me hard and do not give up? Please make it make sense.
It's not that hard, really. I hate math, so let's use it. We'll use numbers. Let's say you're a 5 going for an 8. An 8 is not gonna look at you twice, he's gonna go for a 7, 8 or 9. And on the other side of the coin, when a 5 is interested in you, you consider him to be a 2 or a 3. I hope that makes sense.
It's been about 2 weeks since I've been on a date with absolutely anyone. Anyone that's asked, I've said no or like just pushed it back because I don't want to deal with that right now. I felt like after the guy with the seat who mounted me, and I was like, that traumatized me a little bit. So I've had to really like tighten up on those screening questions before we actually go on a date, so I can make sure that there's someone that I'm not wasting my time on, that I actually would get into a relationship with. But I just spat everywhere. I do have a couple dates coming up, so I'm sure I'll keep you guys updated. There's actually a couple dates coming up that I have organized that people have DM'd me on TikTok, so
And people say nothing good comes out of TikTok. Well, she's gonna be mounted again after 2 weeks by two different guys from TikTok. I would have think after that mounting that led you to be a single mother, you would have learned something, but no, seriously, how long can a girl wait? It's been 2 weeks already.
Yesterday, scientists in the United States revealed that beer contains small traces of female hormones. To prove their theory, they fed 100 men 12 pints of beer and observed that 100% of them started talking nonsense and couldn't drive.
Alright, this is gonna be it for today. As always, I do hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still appreciate you for making it this far. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.